Today my topic of discussion is on solar energy. The sun is probably the most vital source of renewable energy available today. Traditionally, the sun has provided energy for practically all living creatures on the earth through the process of photosynthesis, in which plants absorb solar radiation and convert it into energy for growth and development. Scientists and engineers today seek to utilize solar radiation directly by converting it into useful heat and electricity. The main type of solar energy systems are in use today is photovoltaics and thermal systems. Solar energy in the form of solar radiation, which makes the production of solar electricity possible. The sun moving at a distance of above 9 crore 30 lakhs miles from the earth is the source of energy on the earth. Only a fraction of energy is transmitted by the sun is ultimately absorbed by the earth and transferred into the different types of energy. Sun is the large nuclear reactor where hydrogen gas is continuously burning at the high pressure and temperature. Human life and all other forms of lives are totally depends upon the daily flow of solar energy. The solar power output is 1.2 into 10 to the power 36 joule per year. Out of the energy, 5.4 into 10 to the power 24 joule per year is incorporated by the earth, absorbs 65% of the energy. Nearly 3.5 into 10 to the power 24 joule per year usually get absorbed in the atmosphere and the earth's surface. Above 10% of the is absorbed solar power turned into the wind power, what later dissipate into heat. Ultimately, a very small percentage of solar radiation is utilized to bring the photosynthesis in the plant on the earth. The energy received on the earth from the sun is formed solar energy and it reaches in the form of radiation. It was established that solar radiation on the earth produces the energy to the system above 1300 watt per square meter, that is 1 caloric per square meter, which is called the solar constant. Now we see that the amount of solar energy is expressed in solar constant. The solar constant is the total energy that falls on the unit area exposed normally to the rays of the sun at the average sun earth distance. The total energy output of the sun is estimated at 3.45 into 10 to the power 23 kilowatt hour. Now, the power from the sun by the power for the sun received by the earth is approximately 1.8 into 10 to the power 11 megawatt, which is many thousands of times larger than the present consumption rate on the earth of the all commercial energy sources. Now, there are different types of advantages of solar energy. First, the solar energy is very clean and cheap because the running cost of the solar energy is almost zero. Number two, it is reusable source of energy. Next point, it is eco-friendly system, no pollution is required in the solar system. And the next point, it decreases greenhouse gas emission like carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, etc. Now, the disadvantages of solar energy. Solar installation procedure is not complicated, but the capital cost is very large compared to the other renewable plant. Next point, limited sunshine hours. That means we consider the solar hour is almost constant throughout the day. The solar hour time is only we can with 6 am to 5:30 p.m. approximately. Next point, need to tracking due to the change in the position of the sun, because sun, we know sun rises in the east and sun set in the west. So the position of the sun always changes with time throughout the day. So tracking system is required. So somewhere the fixed panel is used for tracking system, or somewhere the moving tracking system is also used. Next point, there is a need of storage. Due to limited solar hour, the storage must be required for the night time use. Next, the application of solar energy. The solar there are different application in solar energy. Nowadays solar energy is used all the purposes in human lives, like solar street light, solar water heater, solar pumping system, solar cooker, solar cooking system, solar power plant, etc. Next point is the solar radiation. Now, what is solar radiation? Solar radiation is a term used in describe visible and near visible, like ultraviolet or infrared ray radiation emitted from the sun. The different regions are described by their wavelength ranging 0.20 to 4 micrometer. Solar radiation is nothing but the energy radiated by the sun. The earth receives energy from the sun is form of electromagnetic radiation, that is visible light, infrared, ultraviolet, X-ray and the radio waves that are emitted from the sun. Electromagnetic radiation travels through the space at the speed of the light 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and each type of radiation is classified by a frequency and their wavelength. The most solar radiation is the wavelength ranging of visible light. Intensity is reduced for the any wavelength is the infrared region is a very weak, and the ultraviolet region. The spectrum at the Earth's surface is reduced from its intensity at the top of the atmosphere because of the absorption and scattering property of the atmospheric gases. The spectrum, like piano type keyboard, that means the piano type keyboard is similar to the spectrum of radiated spectrum. One end of the keyboard, we already know that the one end of the keyboard has low notes, while the other is the high notes. Similarly, in the same way is applicable for the electromagnetic spectrum. One end has low frequency and the other end has high frequency. Low frequency waves are low energy wave with long wavelength. The length of the wave is very long for a given period of time. These are things like TV, radio waves, etc. Whereas high frequency waves are high energy waves with short wavelength. That means length of the wave itself is very short for a given time period. These are things like gamma ray, X-ray, UV ray, etc. The frequency of electromagnetic wave determines how much energy is carries. Electromagnetic waves that waves longer wavelength and therefore low frequencies carries with less energy than within the shorter wavelength with the higher frequency range. This is why X-ray and ultraviolet radiations can be dangerous for human body. They carry more energy that if they enter your body, they can damage your cells and causes a serious problem like cancer and different types of skin disease and DNA changes. Things. Radio or infrared waves, which carries much less energy, don't affect us. The visible light, which is known as the sunlight, we see our eyes falls in almost the throughout the earth. Now, in this diagram, we observe the optical radiation. We know that here the optical radiation is specified by the wavelength, and each and every wavelength is specified with nanometer range. Here the ranging is to 200 nanometer to 3000 nanometer. There are three different stages in this diagram. In between 200 nanometer to 300 nanometer, the wavelength is invisible wavelength, and this type of wavelength is the example of this type of wavelength is ultraviolet ray. We know the shorter wavelength has higher energy. That means the intensity of the wave is very high. So this wave, the wave like ultraviolet ray is dangerous for human body due to high intensity. It affects our different cells and causes cancers. Next one is the visible range. The visible range is in between 380 nanometer to 780 nanometer, and the visible wavelength are called light, because we know that the light. What is light? Light is an electromagnetic wave ranging in between 380 nanometer to 780 nanometer. That means in between 380 to 780 nanometers, all the electromagnetic waves are visible waves and they are called light. And above 780 nanometer, like the ranging in between 780 nanometer to 3000 nanometer, the electromagnetic wave is called the infrared wavelength. The wavelength is very high, but the intensity of the wavelength is not so high. Now, the solar insolation. The solar radiation received of a horizontal surface at a specified location on Earth at a specified time is termed as the solar radiation. Solar radiation, the unit of solar radiation is watt per square meter. Now, the solar insolation is determined by the following parameters. Like number 1, geographical location. Next point, the area of surface in square meter. Next point, atmospheric clearance. Next point, angle of light of source. Next point, interference by the fall structures, trees, adjacent solar panel, etc. Because of on this data, solar insolation map for different Indian cities have been developed for rapid reference. Now, types of solar radiations. Different types of solar radiation is present. First one is the extra terrestrial solar radiation, and next one is the terrestrial solar radiations. Extraterrestrial solar radiation. What is extraterrestrial solar radiation? Solar radiation incident outside the Earth atmosphere is called extraterrestrial solar radiation, where the radiation has no diffused component. On average, extraterrestrial radiation 1367 watt per meter square. The value varies by plus minus 3% as the Earth orbit and the Sun. The terrestrial radiation. The radiation received on the Earth's surface is called the terrestrial radiation. It is nearly 70% of extraterrestrial radiation. Now, the spectral distribution of solar radiation. In this diagram, there are three regions, that is the ultraviolet region, that is the visible region, and that is the infrared region. We already know that the previous diagram, like the range in between the 200 to 380 nanometer is called the ultraviolet ray, and the electromagnetic wave, the range the ranging of electromagnetic wave in between 380 nanometer to 780 nanometer, then we can consider that is the visible range. And when the ranging is of electromagnetic wave is in between 780 nanometer to 3000 nanometer, then we can consider that is the infrared ray. This is shown in the above diagram, that is the scale. The x-axis indicates the wavelength in micrometer, and the y-axis indicates the power, that is our power, solar irradiation, and unit is watt per meter square point. So that is the peak value. And now the solar irradiation. Solar irradiation is the power per unit area received from the sun in the form of electromagnetic radiation in the wavelength range of the measuring instruments. The solar irradiation measured of how much solar power we have getting in our locations. The irradiation varies throughout the year depending on the session. That means the due to different season, the irradiation is also changed with time. It is also varies throughout the day depending on the position of the sun in the sky and the weather. So that means from here we can consider the solar radiation is depends upon the time, surface, the position of the sun and the season. Irradiance is a measurement of solar power and defined as the rate at which the solar energy falls on the surface. The unit of solar power is in watt. In case of solar irradiation, we usually measure the power per unit area. So the unit of irradiation is watt per meter square. Next, the solar insolation, that is we already discussed briefly. What is solar insolation? The total amount of solar energy that falls over a given time is called the solar insolation. Insolation is a measure of energy. It is the power of the sun added up over some time period. So that is the position of the sun throughout the day. This point is the sunrise point and this point is the sunshine point, and the mid portion is we consider the noon, and that is the solar irradiation curve. Solar irradiation daily basis is shown in this diagram. So where the x-axis indicates the wavelength in nanometer and y-axis indicates the normalized solar interacting, that means different types of region, that is ultraviolet region, that is visible region, and that is near infrared region. Solar energy distribution: 5% ultraviolet, 300 to 400 nanometer, 43% is the visible, that means 400 to 700 nanometer, and 52% is near infrared, that is 700 to 2500 nanometer.